Good evening, good afternoon, everybody, wherever you're tuning in from. It's Rod with Power Group. We're going to get started here in about 60 seconds. We'll give it another minute for people to jump on. I see we have some people joining the live stream. Welcome, welcome. Let us know where you're tuning in from, and we're going to get started here in about 45 seconds. See a couple more jumping on. Welcome, welcome. Another 20 seconds or so and we'll get started. Ontario in the house, nice. It's a beautiful day here in Edmonton, Alberta. All right, let's get started. Monday, July 31st. It's Rod with Power Group. Welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, and interviews. And in this video, we're going to be discussing the live stream today is going to be dedicated to the deal that was terminated by Cresco Labs and Columbia Care, but we can also take a look at the rest of the sector real quick at the end. And if anybody does have any thing they want to bring up, by all means, always willing to read the comments at the end and go through the live chat. And we'll go from there. But before we get started, make sure to smash the like, all that good stuff, and share the video with anybody that can jump on here last minute. And we'll discuss the implication, basically the impact of what this is going to have on both companies, in my opinion. And we'll go over the details in the news. But before we do jump to that as well, I just want to say welcome to Reza. She's he or she, actually not sure on the sex, but or the pronoun there, but welcome to the Power Group community. They joined on the monthly silver membership, so welcome to the best MJ community in the planet. And speaking of community, it's crazy. I've already added like 25,000 views in the last, well, I think it was like just a few weeks ago that I hit 500,000. So thank you very much to the community. I definitely love each and every one of you that supported me along the way. It definitely doesn't go unnoticed. So in my video from yesterday, you might have recalled that MSOs, I said that it may get worse before it gets better. And then today, excuse me, not sure what happened there. Excuse me, guys. So yeah, today we got this news out again saying that MSOs, Cresco Labs, and Columbia Care are going to terminate that merger. So it's kind of funny how the charts say something before the news. Show me the chart, I'll tell you the news, so to speak. It really is true. I mean, not always, right? Like there's certain times where it could literally just be coincidence, but it happens enough on these charts and in technical analysis that you have to wonder, like, okay, there might be something behind this, right? So even if you don't like technical analysis, it's like pretty much undisputed. So we'll go through the details here. MJ, multi-state operators, Cresco, Columbia, are officially walking away from their planned merger, a deal that was valued at $2 billion that was announced in March 2022. And you can see here, this was back on March 23rd. So that was what was set out to be, kind of the biggest company in all of MJ has now fallen apart. So, and it just shows the sign of the times, right? And there are no costs associated with the deal being terminated. The deadline to close the deal has been delayed twice, but most recently until June 30th. On June 30th, companies announced that they had divested overlapping assets required by MJ regulators in several states. The terminated deal will also mean that the company's plans to sell assets in Illinois, Massachusetts, and New York to rapper, business mogul Sean Diddy Combs have been terminated as well, effective July 28th as well. So not good. The sale of Combs would have created the largest Black-owned MJ multi-state operator in the United States. Okay. Earlier this year, New York headquartered Columbia Care streamlined its operations, laying off 25% of its corporate employees and shuttering some operations. And we know this is not just with this one company, right? This is the whole sector. There's been layoffs everywhere, not even just in the MJ space, and big tech companies and things like that, right? Because they might know that something is coming and it might start with an R, right? Pretty sure it could be a recession, maybe even a depression, right? So what happened, spokesperson, yada, yada, yada. Every time we would get close, financing would fall through because of capital landscape and again, sign of the times. Capital markets have been challenging for the U.S. MJ industry, burdened by high interest rates, low share prices, slow pace of federal MJ reform, and inflation and wholesale MJ price compression. At its core, it seems to be continuing macro-level challenges in the number of U.S. markets and relatively shallow pool of investment dollars coming into the industry made the required pending asset disposition less attractive than originally anticipated, said Matt Bottomley, analyst at Toronto Canaccord Genuity. Shares of Advisor US MJ ETF, MSOs, which I did a video on yesterday. You can check that out if you haven't seen it yet. What does it say here? Price of shares of, skipped one ahead here. Which includes some of the country's largest multi-state operators, have fallen from $20 in March 2022 to just over $5. Before the Cresco Columbia deal was announced in March, the price of the shares of Cresco Lab was $6.50, and it's now just $1.50. Over the same period, Columbia Care fell from $3.10 to a little more than 40 cents. So I'm not going to go through that whole article just because I don't have all the time in the world today, and I want to keep this video as short as possible. And I know a lot of people like whenever they're around 8 to 10 minutes, but these live streams tend to go a lot longer than that, but I definitely won't try to keep it any longer than 20, 30 minutes. So you can see here the tweet: in light of the it doesn't say ever, I don't know why I added that in there. The evolving landscape in the MJ industry, we believe the decision to terminate the planned transaction is in the long-term interest, of Cresco Labs and our shareholders. We want to express our sincere gratitude to Columbia Care for their valuable collaboration and dedication through this transaction. So maybe they just didn't like what they see. It's hard to really know for sure, but he continued, moving forward, we remain committed to our year of the core strategy, which involves swift restructuring of low market operations, improving competitiveness, and driving efficiencies in markets where we maintain leading market share. Scaling operations to prepare for growth catalysts in emerging markets. A strong core will enable us to take advantage of the margin accretive. That's pretty much it. I'm not going to go through all that. You can read that on your own time. But yeah, it's kind of depressing, right? You know, I said for a while now that, we're expecting another leg down, and then it's probably going to be another 3 to 6 months before we actually bottom out. And then something I wanted to mention as well is SAFE. They're not going to be back for like 6 weeks now. So we just need to kind of ignore some of this negativity, and not ignore it, but pay attention to it. But don't let it get you emotional, because it's super easy right now. There's just no light at the end of the tunnel. But honestly, that's why I'm starting to get bullish, because maybe they're going to use this opportunity to start buying, right? Maybe the institutions, because they know retail is probably going to be like, oh, they're not coming back to Congress for 6 weeks, so we're just going to sell and rebuy later. And then boom, that's when everything starts to go up. And then sure enough, today, look, we're almost up double digits on some names, and then 5%. And we've had some pretty decent bounces in the Canadian sector, which is good, because that shows this whole sector's seeing influx of capital where they're basically placing their bets that MJ is going to have some sort of catalyst going into the fall. And I think right now, with a lot of names monthly oversold, if you know nothing about technical analysis and you just buy when we're down here around the 30, not telling you to buy, sell, or hold, but this is for entertainment purposes only. I'm not a financial advisor, but you do 99% better than most other retail investors, right? You just sell when we get closer to here, and then buy when we're down here. So if you don't have a position in Columbia Care, or you don't have a position in Cresco, then you might seriously want to consider doing that now, because like I said, we're likely going to trend back the other way eventually. No one knows for sure. No one has a crystal ball. There's no guarantees in life, but we're probably going to go there. So at least start to head that direction. And we're so beaten down that these things can absolutely fly. And then, like I said, if people are thinking it's 6 weeks, this could be that last final catalyst, because there's basically no one left to sell, right? But then right at the end is a last final attempt. They'll do something like this. They'll put out some news, and then that'll mark the catalyst. That'll be the catalyst for the bottom. And I think this could very well be over the next couple of months where we see the bottom being set. So also, states gave MJ data to Biden administration for a rescheduling review. I think that has a very high chance of getting passed. MJ has no business being on schedule 1. We all know that. That's common sense. But the fact that it should be descheduled, well, that's going to be up in the air. But I think it should be descheduled. I think it should just be, also just like alcohol and tobacco, regulate it like that. It's got medicinal benefits, right? It's even better for you. It's medicine, not poison. So yeah, I think that we could see that. I think Schedule 3 is probably the most likely, and then something else will happen after that. But I think Schedule 3 is probably the most likely. So they'll do it in baby steps, right? It's one more bullish catalyst to add to their arsenal later whenever they're done buying and they start selling. And in the next bear market, then they'll be like, oh, we're going to take it off the scheduling completely and deschedule it, and we're going to treat it, or, we're going to treat it just like they'll come out and say we're going to treat it like alcohol and tobacco. And that'd be another way for them to mark a bottom in a bear market, right? So, this is how the market works. States give... It's like when you buy an iPhone, when they come out with a new iPhone, they don't give you the best of the best right out of the gate. They kind of leave you wanting more, right? They give you an okay camera, and then the next version is slightly better camera, slightly better, so, and then they come out with a slim version or something like that if it's like a console. So it's all in the design, folks. So Dow Jones falls in final day of July. So today was the last day of the month. So we can even take a look at this SPY chart if you guys want me to, and gals want me to update on the broader market, just let me know. But we'll dive into the chart here. We are bouncing on the monthly time frame, but we're still just in a monthly downtrend here on Cresco Labs. You can see lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. And we're looking for a monthly higher low here. So if we form one compared to 130 here, which we are losing the low of last month by 3 pennies, we're starting monthly consolidation. And we could see a potential trend change here with a higher low and higher high. So we'll be watching for that. And then EMA 12 there at 242. So we should be testing that, I think, over the next couple of months. I think we should be able to get back up there. But like I said, not ruling out the possibility of one more leg down, because there's still a lot of other companies that could go insolvent or bankrupt. Hopefully not bankrupt or insolvent, but there's over 1,000 LPs in Canada. That's not sustainable. Things are, times are tough. And I don't think we've seen I don't think it's like when the tide goes out, you can see who's not wearing any pants, right? So now is where we're shaking those people out, and we're exposing their hands, right? Because the economy is so bad that it's like, okay, now who's the strongest? Because we'll see it once your cash runs out, right? So cash is king in this state of the world that we're in. So we'll take a look at Columbia Care. So Columbia Care's 2 monthly inside bars in a row. So this could be a nice trade setup. You have a clear stop loss there at 35 cents, and you enter if we break 53 cents. Simple as that. And you can try to get it. You could have got it at the low of this month was 37 cents. So let's say you bought it at 37 cents, put your stop. That's like you're risking 4% to make like 80% to 200% if this is our bottom, right? So could be a nice swing trade with very low risk. You have a clear stop, but again, not financial advice. And yeah, you could just, if you're looking for the long term, if you're wondering, oh, hey, Rod, do you think it's a good time to buy it for the long term? Well, yeah, I think we're down at monthly oversold, and from the all-time highs on Columbia Care, we're down over 95%, right? So, and then Cresco down over 92%, right? And I remember whenever all the MSO gang, remember when they called it the MSO? Like, you don't hear anything. It's like, oh yeah, the MSO gang. It's like they're nowhere now because they're like, oh yeah, LPs are garbage and see MSOs. Look what MSOs did, and then back below where we were in March of 2020. So they're nowhere to be found, right? They're humbled by Mr. Market because they know that now they know the sector moves together, right? So, yeah, just be careful, laughing at the fate of others when you could have it coming right back at you, right? So, probably with interest. But we had a great day. Tilray up over 11%, so that's great. What else do we got? And sorry if I'm not as motivated today, folks. Today was the day we said goodbye to my grandmother and tried to power through this. But sometimes it's nice to go out and talk to people and try to take your mind off things. And yeah. So if there's any questions, let me just jump in here. Rod's the man. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. California, nice. Miami. Oh, I'd like to go to all those places. Ontario, California, and Miami. Texas, nice. Never been to Texas. Would like to go. What's going on with Tilray, bro? Oh, you know, just gaining. Getting its gains. daily gains. Tilray broke some good resistance today. Could you do a quick review of the chart? Thank you, sir. Yeah, I can do that. Tilray overtaking the Cresco and Columbia gang. Washington State, nice. Never been there either. All right. Well, what else can we look at here right before we look at the Tilray chart? Yeah, so we're not looking good. MACD still bullish though, but that could change in a hurry on Cresco. But yeah, we closed below the 10-week moving average last week. If we close below, let me inspect that. If we close below like 150, I think that's bad. Like we could easily be going back down to like 125 a dollar. And then the weekly time frame indicators here, we have the 50 weekly there at 224, so that'll be strong resistance if it continues this uptrend, if the uptrend remains. But as of right now, we're still in a weekly uptrend, low, high, higher, low. Actually, no, we didn't confirm it here. And it is forming a bit of an inverse head and shoulders here, so could be a nice reversal pattern playing out, but we'll have to wait and see. But like I said, clear stop there as well. 131. So there's some nice trades to be had here, and we could even see a golden cross. And again, this is the Cresco chart. So 50-day below the 200-day moving average, and looking, they're getting very, very close. Like they're both curling, and this could get there in weeks now. Like I was saying weeks ago, and now I'm thinking, you know, this could actually be in the next couple of weeks. Maybe we get something about Biden and HHS. Because like I said, 6 weeks, we're not going to see any lawmakers. So the only thing that could happen is that HHS could come back with its recommendation. And if that happened, it wouldn't matter that they're not in session right now in Capitol Hill, right? So, yeah, buddy, giddy up. Let's go. Get that press release already started, would you? Tell us what you're going to do. Make sure you're going to not be like lunatics and leave it on Schedule 1, because that doesn't make any sense. But yeah, look what happened last time we had a golden cross. Price was at around $7. Actually, well, like as it geared up towards that, right? So you can see here, and look how quickly that one happened. Like, no, they were so far apart here, and then it just like right out of the gate. That's because a big catalyst, right? We had the Dems taking control of the Senate, and everybody and their dog were like, yes, we're going to get legalized MJ because it's the Dems. And then those Dems, right, just false positive, didn't do diddly squat. So, and then this happened. So now we're beaten down even further than we were before. And look what happened to the price when those crossed. Because this is a daily time frame, right? So it's called a golden cross because it doesn't happen very often. Happens, you know, once, twice every couple of years, right? So that's all technical analysis is, right? So we'll bring up CCHWF and then we'll do Tilray. Maybe I'll look at the market real quick too. But yeah, we're still unable to get over that 50-day moving average. It's at 46 cents. We're still stuck at 44. But nowhere near seeing a golden cross, so definitely not as bullish on Columbia Care. And like, what a punch in the face, right? Like Cresco basically just said no to you. So it's like, what did they find out that we didn't, right? What wasn't good that they didn't want it anymore? So yeah, I don't own any Columbia Care, to be honest. I do own Cresco though, full disclosure. But yeah, 92 cents is our next nearby. So this thing could, if we get a sector-wide catalyst, that thing could rock up to around that point. And then, yeah, 10-week moving, yeah, we're below the 10-week moving average. So jump into the Tilray chart. Tilray actually led the whole sector today. And just going to have a sip. Yeah, over 11%. I'm actually having an XMG grape guarana drink. Oh my God, they're good. It's like the new energy drink style XMG. Hey man, this is life. One day someone is going to feel the same way about us when we say goodbye. Yeah, absolutely. Hello, Rod. Tilray is taking off next quarter. Will we have Hexo in the results if we should be good? Yeah, we will. Is the deal closed in, what was it? June? Yeah. I think it was June. Yeah, June 14th. Well, yeah. Approve the deal on June 14th. So yeah, we should have July, August. Yeah, we'll have definitely some. If you just go to investing.com, put in Tilray, and then go down here. Financials, earnings, and yeah, so it'll be for the end of August. So we'll have July and August. So like not a full, I don't think a full quarter. It'll be like 2/3 of a quarter, right? Or sorry, yeah, you know what I meant. But yeah, so that's how you would find that out. Anyways, got to start speeding this up a little bit here. So Tilray, monthly bounce, big on. See, I even said that, right? Tilray could be a nice stop loss there. Clear 150, psychological, right? Set a stop at 140, 130, very low risk. And then if we started the monthly bounce, if you could have entered if we broke 183, and if you just did that on a swing trade, you'd be up almost 40% now. Right? I mentioned that as a potential trade. I mentioned MSOs. But now we're seeing, and this is good, we want to see LPs be strong, and because this is what we're looking for at a bottom. When the bear market's been dragging on for multiple years, we're looking for the big names in the space where all the money plays, right? We're talking hundreds of billions of dollars are going into Tilray and SNDL. Like we've only got like 10 million on Columbia Care. Like 10 million versus 100 billion? Okay, like no, we don't really care about what these charts are doing. It doesn't matter if you're invested in Tilray or not. If you're still invested in these and not Tilray, that's fine. You can do whatever you want. It's the fact that we, as a community and as a sector, we need to watch the rest of the sector. And this is what we want to see, is Tilray seeing some convincing move here off the bottom, right? So we're looking at around 150. We're now up 70% off the bottom, but we still need to form a higher low and higher high on the monthly to be confident that we could potentially be entering a new bull market for multiple years. And yeah, we're going to probably top out here around just under EMA 12, and then we'll come down, maybe form an inside bar, and then a slight monthly correction, I think, and then boom, we get HHS news. I think that's what's going to probably happen. And this is the end of the month too, right? So that's what probably happen. They'll board people next month maybe, or maybe they'll just run it right out of the gate and we'll go to EMA 12. I don't know. No one knows, but that's irrelevant how that happens, right? All we want to know is, when does the monthly start consolidating? So when do we lose the low of the previous monthly candle? When that happens on this next candle, it probably won't happen next candle because it'd have to, as it's opening, it'd have to drop 40%. So I can't see them dropping it below 40%. And if they did, there's no room anyway to form a higher low. So I don't think that is the most likely scenario. I think the most likely scenario is we either have an inside bar or we break it out of the gate and we get topped out there at around EMA 12, and then we basically just consolidate for nothing major next month, and then right at the beginning part of September, it's like, bam. I think that's when, like, even crypto and stocks are looking really spicy into September, and that's going to be wind at our back, so to speak, right? So tailwinds instead of headwinds. So this is looking really, really good. Whoa, yeah, look at that. We still haven't even seen a weekly EMA 12 and 26 bull cross. But look, what have I been saying as well? We need to see 2 or 3 candle closes over that white line, because ever since it had a bear cross, the shorter term above the longer term, look when it was shorter term below the longer term in a cross, that's a bull cross, then we went up drastically. Then we had this opposite happen, so bear cross, and then we went down drastically, very fire sale drastically, right? So now we're seeing, and this could even be a pretty big inverse head and shoulders forming right now, but it's too early to tell. We'll see. But that's a bearish reversal pattern, or yeah, bearish reversal. So meaning we're going into a bullish momentum, right? So we're looking at 2 to 3. If you're really conservative and you really want to be sure the bottom's in, wait for 3 candles to close above that white line, in my opinion. We're set to potentially do it this week already. We didn't do it last week though. But so we'll watch whether we continue to get knocked back down. If the more we get knocked back down, then the weaker, the sector is, and this move is, right? But if we continue to stay above it, things could get really interesting into the fall. Like I said, HHS and something from the feds. I can't see lawmakers in Congress passing anything to do with save. Like, I don't think that's going to happen. But if it does, imagine if we got both. Oh, man, smash like if you'd be happy about that. Because like I said, prices would 100, 200, 300% rocket from there. Like, no problem, right? So Tilray, tons of room to form a weekly higher low. But look, we had no weekly resistance. So that was a nice entry there on a start of the weekly bounce, right? You could have entered right there and you'd be up 53, a little over 53%. And we had a lack of resistance all the way up here to 264, right? So we're looking at a massive U-shaped bounce, basically. No, it wasn't really a V-shape because it just took a while to play out, right? That's a long time. Like from here to there, that was 84 days. So tons of room for a weekly higher to low to form, and then daily chart. And someone asked me, I forget who it was, apologies if you're listening. Yeah, they were asking if it's a good time to buy. I didn't buy when it was sub 2. And you can see here, Tilray is very extended. We're on the RSI, we're at 76. 70 is considered extended and overbought. So we're more than likely, and we have no support all the way down to 162 triple bottom. So yeah, I think we could easily come back to 197, 185 and form that daily higher low and then cool off the RSI and then go. So do the higher low and go. Do the higher low and go. Oh boy. But yeah, we had a POW algo buy alert go off on Tilray. And if you're like, POW algo, what the hell's a POW algo? Well, if you go powgroup.ca or pursuitofwealthgroup.com, it should load my website. But because we're doing the live stream, it's super slow. Not sure what's going on there. Can everybody hear me okay? Oh, there we go. Perfect. So if you just scroll down, there's some memberships here. These are for the POW private chat community that I mentioned earlier. So this one here where you can join. And if you want to do a free trial, you can just go down here and email me. Just contact us on the website, or you can just email info@pursuitofwealthgroup.com. So if you want to do a free trial, if not, you can do one of the memberships. Like I said, Reza signed up for a silver and monthly one. So that was $9.99 and then $99.99. And I do like private live streams. I'm in there all day, every day, doing chart requests, doing things, anything really. And then I do private live streams before market close and open. I'm on a break right now for the rest of the summer, just August here. And then I'm going to be back at it in September. I'll be resuming those live streams, but then yeah, there's that POW algo alerts as well. So we send early buy and sell signals directly to your email and in our private chat community as well. And that's our in-house proprietary algorithm. So yeah, I won't bore you with any more of that, but if you want to go check that out, by all means, jump back into the chat here. And then, yeah, like you can see here, crypto news coming in, and this just automatically fetches it and puts the news exactly where it needs to be. So if it's generic news, I put it in the general section. If it's Forex news, put it in there. Crypto news, put it in there. Commodity news, put it in there. And then we have MJ news. And then, like I said, the community page, crypto, different market channels. So stocks, electric vehicle, broken up into different categories. So you never really have to go to check news because it just fetches it. I've got about, I don't know how many, 50 or 100, must be close to 100 now, publishers that I've got feeding news into this thing, right? So, and it pulls it automatically. So it's super, super convenient. And yeah, a lot of the members were saying that was super helpful, and check it out. CGC financials next month. I do not understand the U.S. company and Canadian company and how they are, how are their financials? I don't think they like really gave much details yet. So I think we're just gonna have to kind of wait and see on that one. I wish I knew, but yeah, I'm not too sure. I don't follow CGC that much because like there's no way it's gonna turn a profit or do anything meaningful like for the next couple of years. It's going to be at least 2025 or 2026 in my opinion. So I just have a small bag of CGC, and it's like 7 or something like that percent of my 5 or 7% of my MJ portfolio, and I'll just let it sit until all-time highs again. Like I don't need that money, and yeah, I don't it's money I was willing to lose, but also money that I don't need, so I can just let it sit there, and I'm not looking for taco gains. Like, but you might be different than me, right? So you might, be a trader or a canopy enthusiast, and that's fine too, right? But that's just how I'm just sharing my personal game plan. Tilray can buy VFF for cheap now, and it would be a great buy for Tilray. Well, yeah, they did say that they were looking at getting into fruit and veggies, and then what better way to augment that than adding VFF, right? How are Trust beverage sales? Oh, they're still pretty amazing. It's like pretty much 80% of all fridges when I go to the stores, and they got stocks like all the time. Before, they used to be out all the time. Now it's like never unstocked. So it looks like supply chain and just inventory issues are rectified, and the prices are going down, so they're selling a lot more, and I'm buying a lot more. So it's great. I posted today, check this out. I went and got Redican animal runts. It came to $16.77 for 3.5 Gs. And it's like literally the best stuff they got in the store, especially at that price, but it's like 31.4%. Crazy. And then the Molo is only $4.47 for 10 milligrams, 355 mil. And then the Grape Ape soda, which is the one with Guarana in it, the XMG, $5.50. So that's pretty cheap. And then I got a water pipe for $12.99. The thing's huge. All that came to $41.92. Like, what? No way. I have 17,269 shares at 191, holding until legalization. Might play some swings, but the past week you do that, you end up chasing. Yeah, exactly. And like, why would you ever want to day trade or like swing trade now? In my opinion, I don't mean ever. I mean like right now, because I'll swing trade, and I don't have anything against you swing trade. I'm just saying, why would you want to do that near a bear market bottom when we've been in a bear market for like over 2 years, and we're down 99% from all-time highs, or 99% from February 2021 highs. So yeah, now's not the time, in my opinion. It's not worth it. I would just place my bets and then let it sit, and then day trade later once we're like daily overbought. We're going to extend it to the upside. We're probably due for a coolback, right? That's what I would do. But I'm not, again, your definition of a bounce and something going up high is very different than the next person, right? So like, are you holding until all-time highs? Are you holding, like, you got to set targets before you get in too, right? Like, are you looking to get 100%, 200%, 300% on this trade? Like, what are you looking to get? Because if you might sell, and then it just keeps going up, and then you're chasing again, right? So yeah, you need to get clear on it before you enter the trade for sure. Sorry to hear about your grandma, Rod. Thoughts and prayers, brother. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, it was a great service and a great grandmother, so she would have approved. Nobody cares about Cresco and Columbia merger. Got Tilray. Hashtag got Tilray. Nice. Love it. What can we expect from Tilray towards the end of the year? Up. No, I think we're definitely due for some short-term pullback, and we'll correct quite a bit. Maybe like 10, 15%. And then maybe a little bit more. And then we'll still be bullish, though. It'll just be healthy pullback and consolidation, right? But then we should start to continue to trend higher. We hit the bull flag target of 241. Remember when I brought that up the other day? I think you guys remember, and gals. Yeah, there it is. So I targeted it. Look, I drew that way back here before the bull flag even confirmed. And what did I say back here? I was like, if we break 211, we're probably going to 241. And look, we actually went past it. So again, technical analysis doesn't mean we're going there for sure. It just means that bull flags more often than not play out. So wouldn't you rather know that something more often than not goes up so that you can set yourself up for a swing trade or a trade, or just, mentally preparing yourself for what comes next. So, and then have targets, right? That's how you can base your targets off. You can use the fib tool, right? It's like, okay, I'm going to use the Fibonacci extension levels, right? The 1.618 or the 2.618 or the 3.618. It's like, yeah. It's definitely helpful. for sure, is all I'm saying, to consider the technicals and then the fundamentals as well, right? Those are just as important, if not even more important. You don't want to be day trading in a company that could go to zero any day, right? Because then you're screwed. You want to have a sound company with liquidity and lots of, a low flow, lots of liquidity, all that good stuff. But yeah, I think Tilray, now that we broke the 241 target, like I said in the previous video, I'd be looking at 280 as a big resistance. And we also have EMA 12 there at 314. So we could get maybe just somewhere around 280. Yeah, somewhere around 280 and just over 3, I think, is where we could potentially top out. And then we would see a massive pullback. Like I said, like 15, 20%. Because, yeah, we're getting close to the 50-day moving average. That's at 278. So another major resistance level. That's going to be right there around that level. And then we have the 50-day moving average at 180. Or, sorry, why am I looking at that? We have the 200-day moving average at 272. So that 270, 280 to $3 is going to be extremely... And if we break through that like butter, then, like, holy, this bull market might be full-fledged. So it's all about like how we break resistances. Do we go into it weak? Do we break it and like just absolutely bull through it like a bunch, like 7 bulls? And like, what did they do? Like, was there any aggressiveness to it? And if we break resistance aggressively and it's like, holy crap, that melted through that like butter, and then, things are really starting to heat up. But if we get there and then we pull back massively, then we know it was just another short attack, and we're probably gonna go sideways for a month, and then, like I said, maybe into September. This is where we get our news. September, October. October would be the 1 year mark. So yeah, I think either just before the 1 year mark or just after, to catch people off guard, right? It's like, oh, it's not the 1 year mark yet, probably won't happen now, and then August is recess for lawmakers. So I'm inclined to think that it probably could come out in September, August or September, late August or September, if I had to put a timeline on it. But realistically, anything from between now and the fall. So, but look at this weekly chart. This is a thing of beauty. Look at that stochastic and the MACD just sailing into the wind, just a sailing. Gotta love it. And I don't even like log into my bank or my like stock account. Like I have stocks in my actual bank account that I use. The bank that I use, I have like Questrade as well. I have some stocks on there. I have some stocks on Wealthsimple and some crypto on there and a bunch of other places, hardware wallet mostly. But you got to disperse your cash, I think, because like what if something's down, or what if something has financial issues? It's like, yes, it's all insured, but you need to be careful, and just having multiple accounts, I think, is smart. And then you can have like a tax-free savings account, registered retirement account, you can have cash margin account. There's even a new account that they're introducing. I forget what it is here in Canada, but you should look into that one. Yeah, 420 is my sell price. Yeah, that might be waiting a while on that one. But certainly, I wouldn't think it would be completely impossible, but it might be like 10 years, 5-10 years. And like, careful with that too, right? Like when these media companies start turning bullish and they're like, oh yeah, Tilray's definitely going to 50 or $100. Like, don't forget to like consider taking profit at like 10 or 15 or 20 or 25 or 30 or 35, 40. Like, you don't have to not take profit. Like, even if you're taking 5%, 10%, like any, small thing like that, because, there's no guarantees. And that is a massive upside from here, right? We were just at $1.50. And if we go back to like 30, 40 bucks, like that's like, and if you didn't know about this tool, if you don't have this app, TradingView, you can just go to the About section on my community page, and I put all the relevant links that I use. These are trusted, vetted links that you're not going to get scammed or phish attempt. It's all credited, like vested. I've already vetted these links, and they're all affiliate links, so I do get a kickback. So if you go here and you click TradingView, that will bring you to TradingView, and you can sign up. And like I said, it's a trusted, vetted link, so you're not going to give your credit card information to scammers, right? So, and if I ever want to go to the websites, that's what I do now. Is I go here and I click on these, because one time I went to Google and I searched my crypto exchange, and it was a phony website, and I clicked the ad by accident instead of the result, and they took all my Bitcoin. Took like $3,000 from me. I was like, you mother. I watched them do it too. I was like in the account. By the time I figured it out, they had already snaked it all. I was pissed, so pissed. So I use these links, and then yeah, they are affiliation links. And then look at this tool here. So this is sweet. So if you don't know how to do risk to reward, or you don't want to take the time to do it, where'd it go? Hang on a second here. Should be, oh, I think I know where it is. No, it should be like here we go, long position. So let's say, you bought it at $1.50. You go to this long position tool on TradingView. You set your bottom. Oh, not sure what happened there. So then let's say you're buying it at 150 and you're looking to go to the EMA 12. That's a gain of 111.84%. And your risk to reward ratio is 0.03. So, wait a minute. What's going on here? Here we go. 392%. Something seems off about that. Let me go back. Long position. I don't know why. I was using it on my phone. That's why before, and it doesn't just defaults to that for some reason on the thing. But yeah, 100. So you can see exactly what you're going to look at, right? And then you can use different fib levels as well. So you can just go from the low to the high, and you get your next targets for the next bull market potentially. It says if we went to the 1.618, that'd be a $492 till rate price. Or you could even just do this one. So that's swing high to swing low. And then you could do, yeah, it's saying we could go to 326 on a 4.618. So, yeah. I think that this, given the right circumstances, if we get legalization of medical and Schedule 3 or descheduled and treated like alcohol and tobacco, and then eventually federal legalization, why can't this thing go to $300? I mean, it was just at $67 on the hopes of legalization. What do you think is going to actually happen when it does? And then when they start really bringing in cash flow and free cash flow and just swimming in money that they don't know what to do with, right? Buying up all these companies because they have all the money. It's going to be like Budweiser and Coors Light, right? Or Molson Coors. They just, once they dominate the market, and then once they get so much money, they just buy things for pennies on the dollar, right? Tilray market cap flew up 78 million in a week. Yeah, and it's crazy. It's just over $2 billion market cap, and some names like Hexo had a $50 million market cap. Canara Biotech right now has a $90 million market cap. I was like, whoa, that's high for Canara, but it's not that much when you look at Tilray, $2 billion. Rescheduling safe banking, federal legalization, GameStop is compared to Hexo powered by Tilray. I don't know. Rescheduling safe banking. GameStop is shit compared to Hexo powered by. Oh, okay, I see what you say. Yeah. Pump it. You gotta pump it up. Pump it up. How is the strain Animal Runs? Is it one of the best strains out there? Oh yeah. Just go here on my page, click on community, and then scroll down. I put another one here, and there's 4 pictures, so you just have to scroll down, go to the next picture, click on it, go to the next picture. I don't want to bring it up here; it'll flag my video because it doesn't like that. It's amazing. It's the best stuff in the building, and it's only $16. What? It was for 3.5 grams. It was $148 when it first listed. Yeah, exactly. And that's when Peter Thiel. Yeah, Founders Fund is backing it. All of Wall Street's backing it. There's hundreds of billions of dollars trading in it a day. It's definitely the favorite. What can we do to make you feel better, Rod? Oh no, I'm all good. I'll just take some time, and I appreciate it though. But yeah, I guess time heals all, and just might be going to the mountains here too, and trying to just kind of lay low and relax, and I'll still be doing videos, all that good stuff. But yeah, just kind of slow things down a little bit for a little while, and then come back stronger than before. So appreciate it. Still a couple dozen people on the live stream after 45 minutes. So thanks again, everyone, for your support. I really do appreciate it. Going to end it there, though. It's Rod with Power Group. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth, and we'll see you on the next live stream or video. Take care.